name's Lauren Wood. I'm joined by my Herald Sun colleagues Glenn McFarlane and Josh Barnes. Barnesy, breaking news just minutes ago, Callum Mills, the co-skipper of Sydney, officially out of next week's prelim final with a hamstring. What's the latest?
Yeah, it's a prelim final bombshell in semi-final week, Lauren, that's for sure. So he did his hamstring on Tuesday. The Swans are adamant it's a minor strain. That's what they're saying at the moment. They always say that in finals.
Of course.
So he did it on Tuesday. That gives him 18 days to make it to the grand final. He will not play in the preliminary final, but the grand final is 18 days away. It's pretty tough, usually 21 days for a standard hamstring.
I mean, it's clearly a significant blow for them, and it sounds incredibly harsh. Obviously, our thoughts are with Callum and hoping he recovers as quickly as possible, Macca. But, I mean, the mind immediately turns to who comes in next.
What happens next? And I think that's it, isn't it? When you look at it, 21 days doesn't go into 18, does it? So you look at it, I think Braden Campbell will play. He was the sub last week.
And wasn't he
so
good?
good? He was so good. So he'll play. So he'll come into the 22. Then it leaves that one spot that you'd be looking for. And you think about Taylor Adams, and Taylor Adams, obviously a hamstring, cost him the chance to, play in a premiership with Collingwood last year. Could Callum Mills' hamstring, as bad as that sounds, give him that premiership medal? I've got it down to two players, Robbie Fox and Taylor Adams. Adams is not really a like-for-like in the sense of he wouldn't play the role that you would have, Mills in that situation. I think Fox is probably more likely in that sense, but the emotion will absolutely be around Taylor Adams. It's going to be a fascinating watch, isn't it, to see what happens next week.
And with a week off too, John Longmire's got plenty of time to sort of move those magnets and lie awake at 3 o'clock in the morning and think about it. I noticed our colleague Lockie McCurdy highlighted a short time ago John Longmire's quote from after the game where he said, we've got a chance to have a really hard block of training now. So we're yet to get the details of what Callum Mills has actually done and sort of the incident that has caused it. But you'd hate to think that hard training for the prelim final has cost them.
It's fascinating, isn't it? And he's a captain. He would be the favourite right now to be holding up the cup at the end of September, and that potentially has gone out the window. We know, as David King said just moments ago on AFL 360, that John Longmire, he reckons, will not take a risk. We saw with Sam Reid 2 years ago, they bungled that up, so they can't do that again.
If there's any doubt, you can't take a risk, can you?
Yeah, we mentioned off the top the richest deal in AFL history has gone down just moments ago at the Gold Coast, no less. Josh, the Super Mac Andrew, this is a mega deal any way you look at it.
Yeah, a hat tip to our colleague up in Queensland, Callum Dick. I've run out of fingers here. 12 million, we believe it will be for Mac Andrew, which is a monstrous deal. He's played 41 games in his career. He will turn 21 later this year, and he's got $12 million coming into his bank account. So the deal is for 5 or 6 years and a plus of 4 years if he hits a trigger to get there. So that gets him well into the 2030s. We're looking at about 2035 before he comes out of contract again.
They're huge numbers, both in dollars and the length of the deal. He said in that story with Callum Dick, he has sat down and spoken to him, it's in tomorrow's newspapers, that Damien Hardwick was crucial to this deal, Macca. Spoke to him early in the season. He always knew he'd be staying. This is what Dimmer wanted when he got to the Gold Coast.
Absolutely, and this is the most significant signing for Gold Coast. This might sound strange, since Gary Ablett signed on the dotted line there. Absolutely, there were clubs coming for him everywhere. And Damien Hardwick, we know, said about he was so excited to get the toys at the Gold Coast he really wanted. This isn't just the toys. This is getting hold of Santa's sack 3 months before Christmas. How good is this for the Gold Coast? We want this footy club to be a success. It has to be a success. This is a long step ahead towards it becoming a success. Yeah,
and a huge statement that they are here. This is serious now, isn't it, for Gold Coast? I mean, it always has been, but and I think it's a statement.
It's a genuine risk, though, because the key position players, how often are they the genuine best player in the league? We're going to be paying him like potentially the best player of all time with these kind of figures. So they are taking a risk, Gold Coast, but they have to keep their time.
Got to do it you've got to do it to retain a player like that, because the Victorian clubs, they were coming with big bucks.
Well, you wonder too when the negotiations were held, whether it was before or after that sort of match-winning goal against Essendon 2 under the roof. We mentioned it before, Chris Fagan, Macca. You've got exclusive details while we're on Queensland contracts of what Chris Fagan's future is looking like. It's a good story too, isn't
the sense that I can tell you that Brisbane coach Chris Fagan will sign an extra year on his contract, and this is a story that I've done with our colleague John Ralph. We've been working on this for a while, in the sense that he was already contracted for 2025, but the Lions have been so impressed by the way he's handled their poor start to this year. 0-3, they were under so much pressure, and the way he has been able to keep this group together and get them back into the finals, the insiders there at the club are really confident that he is the guy going forward. He's 63, but he doesn't coach like he's 63. I know there's a few people who have had a bit of a go at his acumen on game day, and he told Jay Clark last week that he would walk away if he didn't have the players. Yep. Absolutely, he's got the players. There's no doubt, and the Brisbane hierarchy know that. if this gets through to end of 2026, which is the contract, that'll be done before opening round next year. This will make him the longest-serving coach in Brisbane Lions history. He'll pass Lee Matthews. Will he have a premiership? Lee's got 3 by the end of that contract. It'll be fascinating to see. Look at the graphic there.
Yeah.
If he plays finals in the next couple of years, he'll get to that record.